Hi, we're Kristen and Jeff, and we've been fixing up our 40-year-old Hallberg Rassy sailboat for the last 5 years. We sold everything we owned on land for a life on the water. In last week's episode, we're putting our lithium batteries in! If you missed us last week, we showed you step-by-step the installation of our new lithium battery bank. But we forgot some details, and you guys asked us a lot of questions in the comments, so we'll try to answer them now. To start, we have the Epic Essentials, not Elite, 600 amp-hour batteries. And yes, they are lithium iron phosphate and safe for Joko. Since we put two batteries in parallel, theoretically, we could afford to lose one BMS, the most likely failure point, and still have 300 amp hours available on the second bank. We also had a couple people asking what we are doing for our alternator and starter batteries. We've kept our start bank as is with two lead-acid golf cart batteries. We did that for a couple of reasons. First, because of our bow thruster and windlass need mucho power, we needed to keep the amp providing ability that lead-acid provides. Second, we didn't want to upgrade our alternator with a special regulator, etc. to keep it safe from the lithium bank, which, if low, could cause the alternator to overheat and die. We use DC-DC converters to send power from the banks in either direction when required. We also decided to do the upgrade now, not only because the battery health was dwindling, but the cost to hook up to the boatyard electricity, which we need to power our tools, was totaling about $75 a month. That's crazy. We would much rather put that big chunk of change back into Joko, so that's just what we did. I think that just about covers it, but please leave us a comment if you'd like more information. Oh, and P.S. we are loving all of your creativity and love for Alan Onderdonk. It cracks us up. All right, now back to the episode. The morning has come where we are going to be completing, hopefully, rotten beam in the head. So we're going to be doing a little bit extra sanding along here, and then acetoning and cleaning, and then we're going to be fiberglassing. Very exciting stuff today. If you haven't seen part 1 of this ordeal, go have a watch after this episode. We discovered that the mast support beam was completely rotted out with a ridiculous repair attempt by the previous owner. Obviously, a safety and structural integrity concern, we got to work rebuilding a new beam with help from a knowledgeable friend and stuck that puppy in place. Joko is now stronger than ever, but there's one last step to this project. By the way, it's about 7 in the morning right now, and it's already like 30 degrees. Yep, I'm ready.
We left off last time, we replaced this beam here. It's tabbed in from here to here in the middle of the beam here. And it's all laid in with thickened epoxy with, oh, you can't really see that because the contrast is off, but no, you can't see it there, cut, there. So anyway, that's like glass fibers and epoxy. And we've used that. That's all in behind it. It's all up under, like on top of this beam against the ceiling. And now we need to tab it in. This is an example of the tab that Hallberg Rassy had before. So we have a new piece of glass laying here, cut, ready to go. And we're going to put this in place here. And that'll be the end of this repair of the beam. We're gonna wet out this whole seam, wait for it to tack off. And then at that point, we'll come back and we're gonna put a fillet right in the crack there. Wait for that to tack off, or mostly tack off anyway. And then we're going to wet out the entire area that the glass goes, which is here to about here, all the way along. So like that area. Then I'm going to wet out the whole piece of glass. I've got this nice work area set up here, and then I'll just spin around and I'll push it up in here with my hands basically into place. And then I have a paintbrush to finish it off basically. A lot of basically is being said, honey. Now this whole area is either gonna get wood trim across the whole front of this or be painted. I think because of this situation here, we didn't really want to fill this. We're gonna leave it. We're just gonna put a piece of wood that crosses this whole way. First things first. Okay, there she is, hard at work getting her cups.
Epoxy queen.
We have pumps so we can get the ratio right, but in some cases we want a tiny little small batch. And so we have here 3 cups she's marked. She used a pencil sharpener to get the top line, and then she's cut it in half. So, because we think we don't need very much for this first step, obviously.
Yeah. It's a very scientific and very precise way of making a mark on there. Pencil sharpener. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 to 1.
Key here is holding it flat. If you don't hold the cup flat, this doesn't work. But she can check her math, quote unquote, by putting them down.
Close enough. Yep.
Well, there's no such thing as close enough. There's only perfect.
Using a pencil sharpener is kind of confusing, so this is just what we're doing. We have these little cups. We got a massive pack of them for $2.50 from the local little grocery store, and they work really well. So I just line up the pencil sharpener with that, and then I use my marker and I just go right on top of there, and it leaves the line in the middle perfectly, the same for each of them. So pro tip, or not, maybe don't use this tip. Step 2 is doing the fillet of thickened epoxy. And you're doing a good job.
I think so. I'm trying to get it like evenly. This is my first time doing a fillet like this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the popsicle stick works really well.
Yeah, but you have to hold it at a consistent radius, you know? Like that. See, so that part's low. I almost asked for more, but I think I'm going to be able to spread this out properly here. Can you get out of my way for a second?
We got to get the content for the people. It's not like too hard of a job, but it does take a long time because we have to wait for the times in between each step. And as time goes on, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter outside. We made a little shade cover above the bathroom here, still allowing for some airflow. The fillet is done, and now it's time to paint on unthickened epoxy to the other areas here again. Ready to pick it up, flip it around, stick it up.
Stick it up. Without dripping it everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so far so good.
Sort of. This has to go up there. It's supposed to be all the way there.
So Jeff put a marker there to show where he wanted the glass to go to. Well, we were almost done, but Jeff has decided that he would like to have a double layer of fiberglass. So he's just outside right now cutting the second piece, and then we will lay it down right away. Well, this one is still tacky. By the way, I cannot wait until our bathroom is functional again as an actual bathroom. Won't that be a very happy day? Round 2.
Round 2.
Oh, and I think even the camera is a little bit blurry because I think there's some sweat on it. This is so disgusting.
Real life.
It's so hot. Don't come to a boatyard in summer and try to do anything. Dangerous levels of heat. Literally dangerous levels right now.
I think I'm at 3 liters of water already today.
Yeah, for drinking water. Oh my God. We need some electrolytes or a beer or something, don't you think?
Beer.
Yeah, and a beach. Oh, maybe a beach too. We'll see. I think tomorrow we're going to be doing a full beach afternoon because it's just unbearable staying here on the boat in the afternoons. Okay, to be continued.
Can you grab my sweat rag, please?
Layer 2.
Hot. This thing is hot. Okay.
A quick break to shout out our amazing patrons. Also, did you know that depending on your tier level, you can have access to Jeff's brain? We don't claim to know even close to everything, but at this point we have learned a ton, and we'd like to share that knowledge with others. Electrical, fiberglassing, water makers, plumbing, tool selection, and general troubleshooting. Manual Man is here to help. Join the crew at Patreon/SailingSVJoco. Cheers, honey, as you wipe the sweat from your face with your t-shirt sweat rag.
It's hot.
We did that second layer of the fiberglass for the tabbing, kind of last minute, but said that if you didn't do it right then and there, that you'd be always thinking about it until the end of time and wondering and worrying. So I said, let's just do it. Do you feel good about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bit of an unknown because we can see, of course, the tabbing that Hallberg Rassy did right beside it. It's not super thick.
Right.
And they would have used, like, it looks like chop strand mat. So I was going to do what I did, 1 layer of 1708, right? So biaxial plus chop mat, it is a stronger piece of glass. And from doing the deck, 2 layers looks thicker than what they did. Anyway.
Yes,
And then when I was in it looking at the one fully wetted out and in place, I was thinking, oh man, I don't know if that's good enough. And I asked you, what do you think, is it 2? And you're like, yeah, I guess it's 2. And I'm like, okay, well, I can run away and cut 1 more piece of glass. It's the first time working with glass on a vertical surface. And
yeah, that's true.
And then upside down. And filleting. So that was interesting. It worked out pretty good. Now about what, 45 minutes or something have passed.
Yep.
And there's a couple tiny spots where some resin has come, I guess, out of the, we're talking.
From the second layer to the
We're talking
first.
the spot, not even a quarter of your fingernail, so it's
yeah.
And I've been checking it, it's not happening anywhere else. So it's not.
Yeah,
it's bonded.
That's what the flashlight is for. He keeps on going in there and checking it with the light.
Well, in fairness, the first time I went in was to wipe the excess epoxy resin from all the drip marks, which I knew would be forming, and so that was good to do. I think at this point it's getting so hot that it's not going to be flowing anywhere anymore.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on here?
We just have to. There's the hole where the power wires come down from our little gooseneck fitting, mast, gooseneck, and down. And so we just need to cut away a little bit of extra fibers that are there. So we have to go with an X-Acto knife and cut those two strings you're talking about and shave around that hole, and then that saves us from sanding inside our boat, which
exactly.
we'd like to minimize.
Yeah, so it's even more messy than what we're already living in.
Oh yeah, we live like
we live great. We live great. Let's just not talk about the state of how we live.
But it's just a lot with this heat, and it's a lot in a boatyard for this long.
Yeah.
And it's what else?
And the last week there's been zero wind.
Living on your boat while working on your boat to the level that we're working on our boat.
Yeah, trying to keep things habitable is very, very difficult, because one day it'll be great and I'll go in with a fine-tooth comb, like so to speak, with paper towel and like clean up little dust everywhere. And then the next day, it's back.
And if you forget to close the hatch or something, or the wind whips it in here, like you get a gust of wind and you haven't had
no helping
it on the deck and it whips in a bunch of particles. Like
you're like, well.
Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still working on that area because we have a new vent for that. Might work on that later. Hey, cut some foam, template it.
Perhaps if we can
start to shape it and mold it.
If we can get in the shade. And then if we are successful, and let's face it, even if we're not successful with that, tomorrow afternoon we're having a beach day. We're going over to Mary Spoon over in Simpson Bay. We've been there a couple times now, and what are you doing, sir?
You end up getting epoxy everywhere. And I just feel that I'm a little bit stickier than my sweat.
Why am I sticky?
So I just use rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. Or what's the difference?
I don't know.
90%
the percentages,
alcohol.
Exactly.
Anyway, and wiped all my arm, but I'm just wondering about my elbow now.
Oh.
These are the joys.
Wow, this is the real life stuff, you know? This is like actually what we talk to each other about, not even just for like filming. This is our conversations, everybody. All right, signing off for now. I'm gonna go relax in a fan. Good job.
Just so we don't die. OMG. Here's Bubbles. He's our pet gecko. He shows up every now and then, and he's just so cute. Why is he called Bubbles?
Oh, he just fell. Well, we just named him Bubbles because of Trailer Park Boys. It's about 10 minutes later. Bubbles has emerged again, and I'm super curious if he's going to go investigate the plate of water that I left out for him. You know I can't edit that out.
You have to.
No.
I'm just trying to talk to him.
We're having a beach day today. Woohoo!
Did some work.
Yeah, we did work this morning, and then now it's time for some fun. Our first stop on our adventure beach day is not even at a beach. We're come to this little island, Grand Isle, and let's go check it out. Oh, what do we find?
They're running up on us. You guys want food?
Oh,
we don't have food.
Hello. Look at all the aloe plants. Let's just walk a little bit, see if we can get a view or something. There's critters everywhere.
I'm just gonna go across, babe.
It's a nice shady walk, at least I guess. Watch out for snakes. But yeah, the lizards are everywhere.
Let's just worry about the dinghy, that's all. We've got more adventuring to do, babe.
Okay, we'll go back. It literally is just lots of trails in the shade. It is a perfect dog walk island. That's what we'll call it now. On the water again to the next destination, but first, look at this thing. This is awesome.
Stuff like this, yeah.
This is an old catamaran hull, and then they just turned it into a little cabin thing. I really enjoy the colors. Oh, look at this artwork on this side. It's beautiful. This is really unique. We're starting the afternoon because we're a little bit hungry as well as thirsty. And we have come to Little Jerusalem. It's a shawarma place here on the Dutch side. We're the only people here. I think that they just opened not too long ago. Just so good. You get a Modelo and a huge pita shawarma, which we'll show you, for 12 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. You can never eat.
Realized right when we're walking past here, we're like, wait a second, we can eat here and not spend money over there.
Yeah, over at the beach bar that we're thinking to go to. The shawarmas have arrived. OMG.
And we've been told that this is a health food, so.
They are hefty. I'm gonna break the bag. I'd say at least like 3 pounds. The meat is a mixture of lamb and chicken, and they have this delectable garlic cream sauce. It's lettuce, tomato. It is just so good. Honey, where are you taking me?
Over to Mary's.
Mary's what?
Mary's Boon.
Taking me to the Boon. We were here recently with a couple of our newest patrons, Peter and Lucy, where they came here to St. Martin to buy a Hallberg Rassy of their own. That was awesome. They're coming back too in a couple of weeks, so you'll probably see them in an upcoming video. And we hung out with them here at the Mary's Boon because they were staying at this hotel, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So over on this side is the St. Martin Airport. It looks like we're kind of in a dead-end industrial area. Here's a dog, watch out for him, you never know. But soon we will be at the Boon.
Oh look, welcome to Bonita. Population 23 and $2 for guys.
Wow. We've made it to Mary's Boon Beach. It's a little bit windy today, but that's all right. Surf's up at Mary's Boon, yeah!